Hey, I'm sorry I'm not with you today. I am off from school, and so if you're watching this, that means that you are doing what is right during reading time, which is great. I want to read to you this story today called Crazy Hair Day. I have the book in my hand, but I also have it on the screen for you to watch. And as you're watching this, I want you to think about Picture Day yesterday and what would happen if you were this main character, Stanley. So the story is called Crazy Hair Day by Barney Salzberg. Let's get started. Stanley Birdbaum woke up early. Bald Eagle Elementary School was celebrating Crazy Hair Day, and Stanley couldn't wait. They had celebrated Pajama Day, Twin Day, and 60s Day. Stanley's favorite was Twin Day because he and his best friend Larry Finchfeather had worn exactly the same thing. Stanley was ready. He had rubber bands, he had styling gel, and to make his hair perfect, Stanley had 2 cans of Halloween hairspray. Stanley's mother knew just what to do. She wrapped, she dipped, and to make his hair perfect, she sprayed Stanley's hair bright orange and blue. Ta-da, said Stanley. I am a work of art. You are going to be late if you don't hurry, said his mother. Stanley rolled the rubber bands in his hair. He gently tapped the top of his spikes. This, he said, is going to be a day I will never forget. I bet Larry Finchfeather and I will have the same craziest hair in the whole school, Stanley thought. As he walked toward the classroom, he heard his teacher talking. And remember, Mr. Winger said, Crazy Hair Day is next Friday. Look at Stanley's face. Everybody stopped. Everybody stared. Stanley felt sick. Larry Finchfeather said, Is that a hair do or a hair don't? Everybody laughed. Stanley ran to the bathroom. Probably because he was very embarrassed. Don't you think? Probably. A few minutes later, Stanley heard someone come in. It's me, Larry Finchfeather. The Larry Finchfeather who just made fun of me in front of the whole class? Asked Stanley. I was only teasing, said Larry. Some days you tease me too much, said Stanley. Mr. Winger said he wants me to try to be a peacemaker instead of a troublemaker, said Larry. I'm supposed to bring you back to class. I'm not going, said Stanley. If you stay in here, you'll miss being in the class picture, said Larry. I thought that was next Friday, said Stanley. Crazy Hair Day is next Friday. Today is school picture day. Stanley rolled the rubber bands in his hair. He gently tapped the tops of his spikes. This, he said, is going to be a day I will never forget. Larry Finchfeather suggested that Stanley try washing his hair in the sink. It won't help, said Stanley. Halloween hair color lasts for days. Well, it really doesn't matter. It's only your hair, Larry told him. If you don't come out of here by the time math is over, I'm coming to get you. You can't stay in here all day. It was very quiet after Larry Finchfeather left, and Stanley wondered if maybe he could spend all day in the bathroom. He ate his lunch, he drew pictures, he even timed himself to see how fast he could flush all the toilets. 32.5 seconds, he shouted. A new world record by me, Stanley Birdbaum. He flushed all the toilets. That is crazy. Stanley had counted up to 121, 122, 123 drops of water from a leaky faucet when Larry Finchfeather came back. Beep, time's up, let's go, Larry announced. Picture time. If I'm in it, I'll look like the class weirdo. Remember 60s Day when Mr. Winger had the flu but came in anyway? Said Larry. He said the day wouldn't be the same if we weren't all together. You have to come. I'll give you 5 minutes. Larry Finchfeather left, and Stanley Birdbaum thought about 60s Day when Mr. Winger had taught them all those great old songs. He remembered how on Pajama Day, everyone in his class had worn PJs and slippers. Then Stanley imagined what his class picture would look like without him. He decided to go back to class. To keep from being nervous, Stanley made up a song. Crazy hair, how I wish it wasn't there. Crazy hair, how I wish it wasn't there. Stanley felt someone touch his shoulder. I was just coming to get you, said Larry Finchfeather. What if they laugh at me again? Asked Stanley. Everything will be fine, Larry whispered. I promise. Stanley stood in front of his class. Everybody stopped. Everybody stared. Stanley rolled the rubber bands in his hair. He gently tapped the tops of his spikes. This, he said, is going to be a day I will never forget. So there's Stanley in all his crazy hair. And look at how sweet and kind his class was. Which one's your favorite? I like the kid over here with the goldfish on his head or all the toilet paper. Look at all of his teacher. Has the globe on his head. Why do you think he said this will be a day I'll never forget? Because he went from being the crazy boy with crazy hair, and he's the only one because it's class picture day, to the end of the story, coming back to his class, and his class has all put on this crazy hats too. They used everything they could find to try to make their hair crazy so that he wouldn't feel lonely and feel left out. I think that's so kind. I shared this story with you today because I wanted you to see the kindness of his class and also to think about what would you do if you showed up to crazy hair day, but it wasn't, it was actually picture day. I like to read this story every year around picture day just to share with you this fun and sweet story of this class. Have a great day. You're going to go back to our page that you were just on, and you can click onto the next thing.